Hello and welcome back to Dresdale, our PlayStation 4 CD Skyline City. Well, I hope you're having a wonderful day, or you're going to have a wonderful day, or you had a wonderful day. But today, I want to show you a lot has changed in our city since the last time we were together. So I'm going to go over that real quick, and then we'll go ahead and get doing some more projects and expansion here. So I went ahead and start, I think the last episode we did start the forestry industry DLC. It leveled up twice. So now we're sitting at level 3. And I think we're pushing to 550 workers. So we need to add a few more assets, but it's tough. See, the forestry one is the toughest probably of the 3, or I should say the 4. Excuse me there. Because the assets are so big, like these barracks are just huge. I mean, like if you could compare that to like the farming, right? The farming barracks are like so tiny. You can just slam these anywhere and get like tons and tons of worker count. Those you really need to try and figure out how you're going to put all your assets down. But like I said, we are level 3, and there might be opportunity to expand even our production rate, so maybe we can put down some buildings with a purpose, so to speak, other than just to pad our worker numbers so we can get our workers in. I did put in the furniture store right here. That's about it over here, so we're going to go ahead and continue expanding that. Other noticeable difference is the one train did start to break down and fail last episode, or between the last episode and this episode, so I just put this in here for now. Normally I would run like a one-way system, with the cars making the 90-degree turn, but since we're doing this test of them going in straight, and it is faster. I mean, I'll show you an area where we have another cargo train, and I did start with the 90-degree turn, and they were starting to back up and queue, and then I put this in, and there's really no queuing. At least it wasn't when I last looked. So this is faster, but it's not like twice as fast. So it's not like you need half the train stations, but it's probably, I don't know, something like 25-15% faster. So it's a little bit better, but it's not like a huge game-changing faster. So we have this in here, and basically this roundabout connects. I kind of split it up in half this way. It was the idea. So like this half will feed into this station, this half, in theory, remember, in this game, trucks go where they want. The game sends them everywhere. And it does, there's still a lot. There is supposed to be a rhyme and reason, and there probably is. And a lot of times I say that in kind of tongue-in-cheek, but it sends trucks everywhere. So trucks here could go all the way to here and then come into here, because there might be something that produces something here that a building over here needs. Then that building exports in here or something. Who knows? Whatever it may be. Like I said, this is hopefully split. This is about half. I think we are currently slightly importing, so we're at 206, so we're getting down there. We're almost getting to 0, which is where I want to be. We're getting fine-tuned. We have for the fishery DLC, so we'll probably always be exporting, and I cranked that up a little bit to see how much I can push that, so we'll see how that's going to go. Alright, so that changed. I had to relocate this train outlet to here, so he comes in here. I had originally like an outlet here that looked kind of cool, but it was too short, and it was trying to make this turn, and these trains were trying to come in, and these trains were trying to come in, and it took no time at all for the roundabout to get locked. Like, it literally was locked because the train was trying to go here, like all the trains were trying to go places, and they couldn't. So I brought him in here. He can drop off on this train if he needs to, and just think people can drive, or they can go through and go throughout the network. And I enabled almost all the train stations, so we can actually see where these guys are going. Try to catch a train. So cargo station. The only cargo station I didn't label was the one in our commercial area. So I can label that commercial area. What else changed? So our industry did finally get all moved. So we have no more industry here. We have just a few office space. So we'll have to kind of figure out what we want to do with this area. I moved the train station here, and this is the one that I had just basically drawn a regular concrete one-way road that went through here and went down to here, and they were queuing all the way down into here. And then since I made this, there's no queuing. There's a little bit of traffic issues here, I guess. Other than that, everything's fine. Probably because it's a four-way junction that these people got to cross in here and here. But this is basically a station that's bringing in goods to this area, our commercial area, and there's a lot of fish. So this is coming from the Shellfish Harbor, exporting. So I don't know. We'll see how that goes. I don't like them exporting. I like them exporting here because it's making them faster for them to get from all the way down here to get out to export out, so that they don't have to drive, all the way to Kingdom Come. And that means that our trains are, our trucks are coming back, and these guys are staying, free to continue to produce. So even though he's got 18 trucks at work, he's still not hitting the max. So that's good. And his route's at 100%, and this one's on. His route's at 100%, and he's got one truck, so he's doing really good. We could expand with some more factories here or somewhere else, but we'll see. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. The disadvantage to this tactic of having them export here is then this thing sends these trains, and it's doing okay. They're like in the 30-ish range, 25-ish range percent load, but I'm just not a fan of trains that have light load, because they start clogging up your rail line. Ideally you want trains driving around. You don't want this guy. This is the 13%er and the 7% killers on your line. You don't want them. You want trains that are operating at full 100%, because that way there's less trains on the line. They carry just as much, if not more goods, 100% versus 7 on your lines. So you need fewer trains. Like I said, I think I mentioned it in an episode before. What happens, especially when you have recycle centers, is the recycling folks generate raw goods. So then those I think are the large contributor to the like 7% and 13% trains that you might see. To solve that, well, at least for me, you just make one-way tracks to your commercial area. So you allow, if you have multiple industrial areas like we have here and here, like with the DLC and our industrial complex, or when we had the industry here, you want truck traffic and train traffic to kind of go between those two, industrial, but you don't really want traffic to go from commercial to industrial or commercial to commercial. You can let them drive. At least this is my theory. Recycle centers don't care if they drive 1,000,000 miles, because the only thing they're tracking is the garbage trucks, and they're not exporting or delivering with those garbage trucks. The garbage trucks pick up garbage, but when they generate the raw products, the facility recycles the waste and produces raw materials, right? When they generate raw materials, they generate like that truck, type. So they'll generate like the oil barrel looking truck. They'll generate these kind of trucks, right? They carry the ore, whatever. The oil barrel truck looking, no, that's a bus, it's a black bus. Sorry, I just woke up. But you know what I'm talking about, these guys here. But they don't track that. It's not like these buildings, like where, they have so many trucks that they can send, right? But no, the only thing I see that they're tracking is the number of garbage trucks. So who cares? Honestly, who cares if that truck has to take 30 years to get to where it needs to go back? It's not being tracked anymore. This is only tracking garbage trucks. So let it go. They can drive. They don't need to go to the train station. You don't need them to come back. Like in this situation with the fishery, where where we got much earlier on in the Let's Play series, we were having trouble with this because he was driving all the way to Kingdom Come to export fish, and then all 18 trucks were in use, and they weren't coming back, and then he was filling all the way up. He was hitting 1440 tons, and then he was stopping, right? And then the no buyers sign or whatever was coming on. It's not going to happen with recycle centers, so you have to worry about it. They're going to keep on recycling, and then the trucks just going to go wherever they're going to go and deliver whatever they got to deliver, and then come back. And they don't generate that much. It's not like it's like a huge stream of recycle trucks are coming out, so it's not like really going to impact the traffic. So that's my recommendation on rail line. Have it go two-way, industrial to industrial, one-way to commercial, and that'll help you reduce these small loads that are coming all over your tracks, especially the 7% and 13%ers, and clogging up your lines. Of course, on PC you can probably there's a mod to probably handle some of this, so you're good there. But on console there's no mods, so that's what you gotta do. Or at least that's what you can do if you have that problem. And we're kind of creating this problem here. But at least we got 33% train full. Because once again, this is our main exporting station for our fishery, since the fishery is way down here. No, it's the park. Here, plus we have recycle centers all over the place. Here, and here, and here. So recycle centers are coming here. But that's okay. Like I said, I'm okay with 33, 30, 40. If we can get this thing, if we can push it to 50%, I'd be happy. I mean, this moves from 50% freight and most of it's fishing goods to export. I'm fine with that. All right, so that's that. This area's changed, and we got to figure out what we want to do with this area. So our traffic has drastically decreased in this roundabout. There's not trucks pouring in here and going to who knows where. They're all coming out and they're all going in here and they're spreading out. And there's no traffic in here because we have so much mass transit. You know, we have the metro bringing people to the MMT. We got the tram running back and forth in here. We got biking in here. So there's not like really much visitor traffic. There's plenty of walking access for, you know, people coming in. There's not that many people coming in on this thing. Since we brought the train in, no one's coming in on this, which is kind of weird. It's kind of a shame that like the game does that. It like you have, I guess you have a certain total, and you can write the comment below, kind of explain this better to me. But it seems like there's like a total pool of tourists that you have. And it's based on maybe your attractiveness, not necessarily your city size, but you know, down at the bottom here, underneath this pie graph, you have city attractiveness, and we're at 67%. So I think as your city gets more attractive, you can attract more tourists. You know, we're at 1377. I mean, I've had probably like 5 or more thousand, especially if you add the elevator. What's it called? The one monument. So the elevator one. It's been a while since I used it, so I can't access it. Space elevator. That's it. You know, space elevator probably this adds 2,000 alone to your tourist count. I haven't figured out how much money that is, if it pays for itself or not. I don't think it does. I think it's a negative. But if you want a lot of tourists, put a space elevator in the middle of your commercial area, and you will have a lot of tourists. But I think, like I said, it's attractive. I've had cities that are, you know, pretty close to 100% attractiveness. You know, put down a lot of stuff, a lot of unique buildings, you know, nice unique area, a lot of parks, all that stuff. It'll keep going up and up and up. And then without the space elevator, I think maybe like 2,500 to $3,000. So maybe we're about halfway. Well, it makes sense. We're a little bit over halfway. You know, 67% attractiveness. So if we get closer to 100, like in the 90s, we'll probably get close to doubling our tourists. But my point is, you probably have a set number of tourists per attractiveness level. That's my hypothesis, and maybe someone can confirm that. Therefore, the more modes of transportation you have, the more it splits that amount. So if we say like our attractiveness is 67 and our pool is 1,500, we'll say. And if all we had was road and like this inner city bus station, you know, maybe 500 come through here and 1,000 come from the highway, because you know the highway is going to be probably the biggest source of they're probably going to drive because they like to drive, but they also like to take transportation. And when we first put this in, and that was our only mode, I was seeing buses that were like 100% full coming in, and actually buses leaving. at 100% full. But now, I mean, we got some people staying at these stops, so that it's still being used. And it could be too the whole time thing. Like, it could be a lot of people, but since it might take 7 years for a bus to go from one place to another, because it's just, you know, how the game is. So when it calculates the per week amount, it's the 36, but really there's like more than 36 on a bus. So it's like, ah, yeah, I have 36. I got one bus that has more than 36. Well, it's because the routes take longer than a week to drive. You know, here's a bus here. It's got 2 people on. Let's see if we can find another bus real quick. Bus here. 20. That's not bad. But before we had like full buses. 15. So like I said, my theory, I think, is these buses, there's a bus here. We've reduced our influx 21 from our buses because we had a train. So now people can come in on the train. Which way is the correct way? This side, huh? I don't see any more buses. Where's the bus? The yellow bus. Oh, that's not a bus, that's a electric vehicle. Electric vehicle car delivery. So as you can see, they're, you know, half to less than half, right? So whereas before we were getting full. I was like, wow, man, there's been a lot of people coming in on bus. And I thought, like, man, that was pretty cool. Maybe we could put it in the right spot. And I was like, then thinking about it later, nah, it's probably not that like that. It's because that's their only means of like inner city connectedness, except for the highway. So now, like I said, now we have the train, and we're gonna have a second train, which will help us. So that means when we add the second train, we may increase, you know, our tourism a little bit. And we'll have to see. We'll have to look at the tourism before, and then add the train line and see if we get a big influx of tourists. And we may, because we might not be getting a lot of tourists from this direction, because this train line is really only, here's our MMT with the tourists, right? It's only accessing really down whatever's down that river when the train line goes, and kind of like whatever's like down that farthest river down here. That's where like the train line goes. We connected it, you know, this way, but we haven't tapped into it yet, right? So people are using it, but it's not us, and we're not getting any benefit really from it, other than maybe some freight. But now our freight, our import is 195, so we're not really importing anything. I mean, we're exporting still, so that's good. We're giving people stuff, but we're not taking stuff anymore. All right, next big thing that we did, I should say I did while you guys were away, is we have a new park. I raised the land and put in, and of course it needs some detailing still, but we got ourselves a park in here, and I got some more park stuff to put on the left side. But I think I mentioned it before on the last one, that I didn't know what to do with the space, so I tore it up, raised the earth, lowered it, put some water in here, some waterfalls, and now we have a park. And there's a rock in here. I kind of like this like cliff face almost, where the train goes by. It's kind of looking cool. I said we'll hide some of this with some trees, and put some trees in here. I think it's going to look pretty nice. We'll say once we get the detailing done. I might do that later today, off camera, and then come back and you can kind of see that when we're done. Yes, and it will provide a means of walking from, say, this high density area, you know, from the MMT down into, you know, kind of like this area. And people are using it. I was thinking I wasn't gonna get any visitors, but it's already level 3. It's level 4. And I mean, I had this park maybe an hour, maybe 2. I worked on it, you know, raised that. Well, actually, it's probably been active for like an hour in real time. Because it took me, I probably worked on it for like 2 or so hours, you know, raising the floor and putting in the water, and I was tinkering with the DLC, industry DLC, and, you know, solving some problems here and there, and rebuilding the train, you know, our training stuff over there. And but by the time I actually put like the park assets in, it's probably only been about an hour. I was surprised to see that many people come in here. This bus route that comes down into here. You know, I had to add some more buses because I guess people are, you know, they want to come down into this area and now they want to go into the park. And maybe we can bring in another access road. I don't know. It's hard because this is pretty far to get anywhere. But I'll be interested to see once we fill this in with all residential folks. Will they use this to get over here? I mean, it's a far walk. That's far. I was expecting it to be like this one, or there's just not that much pedestrian traffic really between. I mean, there's some. I don't really see there's a couple people right between them, but I don't think it's not like you know, this one where like you got all these people they're trying to get from like over here, from this monorail station down into here. So we're kind of charging them, right? Doing the old park trick on them. So we'll see. I mean, the intention wasn't to be a money generating park like that. I mean, it'll generate, it's a natural reserve park. So if you have 5-star park, you will generate, definitely generate a profit, but it'll probably be like, you know, $3,000, $4,000, something like that, $2,000 compared to like $400 cost, because it's the lowest costing park, which is why I like to use them a lot. Not because I'm a cheap miser or anything, but they're just like the most kind of quote-unquote efficient park in terms of cost-wise, and I think they are the potential to be the prettiest. And I just like the assets of them. I feel like you can build like almost any kind of campground you want to build in here. You know, because you can literally put down like all the different campgrounds and stuff, different camping tents and everything. But that's just me. Maybe I need to look at like park plazas as a tent to start putting them down, like making patterns with them, like I see on YouTube and other channels doing. So maybe I just need to get that, and then maybe we'll bring some tram in here. So today, I think that's about it. We got this big old park in here. I think it's looking pretty good. It's going to look I think it's going to look amazing once we put the trees in here and stuff. It's going to look real nice. We fixed the train issue in here. Leveled this guy up to 3, and we're working to 4, and that's about it. I think that's it. You're all up to speed. So today, oh yeah, okay. So this is our test bed for. I'm gonna label the episode this. So those of you who listen to me ramble on for about 20 minutes, I'll put that in the description below. Hey, that's about the 10-minute mark when we actually talk about what you clicked on this video for. But fire towers. So I'm going to use fire towers as our fire protection here. That's it. And I was really surprised how long range they have. That's the wrong panel. I have full fire coverage with 4 fire towers. Okay, they cover a pretty big area. If you put them right up against the road, they cover a huge area. So you can see all the efficiency here, all the green. These fire towers. So it's 4. They only cost $196 a week. That's compared to, it would take probably 4 fire stations to fire. Yeah, I think the big one's to call the department. Like 4 of the firehouses. It would take 4 of these probably to cover the same area, like how we have it, or maybe 1 of these in the middle, and then like 1 to supplement. So you're talking 1,400 plus 5 is like $2,000, we'll say, or $2,000 plus. We're doing it with 400 hours, so we're saving like $1,600 at least, right? So this might be like, I don't know, a game changer, but it might be a game changer for your fire budget, so to speak. Now we'll see if it works. We only have the 1 fire depot, and of course that costs like $1,400 or $1,600, right? I think it's this one, $1,400. So really, in theory, if we did this, but this is a whole tile, and the 4 cover a tile, so you can do your fire service for $400 per tile. So if you did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 times 4 is 28, right? So $2,800. Plus, if we had just 1 of these, we would be, we'll just say, yeah, it works out pretty good. We'll say it's $4,200. Our current fire budget right now is $11,000, almost $12,000. Right? So what did I say? 42? So, but like much less than half, right? So you can provide the same fire coverage for less than half. And I've, you know, knock on wood, knock on your skull, whatever you think wood is, right? I never really see more than like a couple fires at a time. But I'm wondering if as a master plan you could do something like, you know, a fire helicopter pad. Say like we would put one here to cover like this tile, this tile, this tile, this tile, and then throw it in like another one down in like in here, right? Or like in here, if you had water, bring the water in, and that could cover 1, 2, you know, 3, 4, 5 tiles or something like that. So you could, maybe you'll have to double up. I think you could cover your whole entire city with 2 fire stations or fire helicopter depots. That would give you 6 available vehicles to put out fires. Then you just use fire watchtowers everywhere. But we'll see if we have buildings that fail to get to level 5 because there's not enough services. Because maybe it doesn't count as awesome as like a fire station, although it's giving us some good amount of green here as far as the efficiency, right? I put 5 down, so we had to change that calculation to 5. So 500 a tile. No, it's 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know. I thought I saw 5. Maybe I saw this one. It's on a different tile. And you can see the things are blue. So like they're covering the trees, right? They're blue. And they can actually cover stuff outside your area, apparently. Or providing fire protection for that forest over there. But that's my hypothesis, as we'll say, and we're going to test it here. And like I said, I think you can do 4 per tile, so 4 times 9 is 36. So we'll say $3,600 plus 2 fire depots at 14 and 14, 28. We'll just make it $3,000, so $6,500, we'll say. So half of what our current budget is could cover 9 tiles. And think about that. We still have 2 more tiles to go to put down, and I also funded this one with these. So if I did this with fire houses, it'd be an extra $2,000, and then you got another $2,000 and $2,000. So 2, 4, 6. So 3 tiles worth of fire coverage can equate to 9 tiles of fire coverage using the fire depot. Now, I think that's the disasters DLC. So, of course, if you don't have that, then, well, you got to do whatever you got to do. Yeah. So I think I'm going to make a video about that when it works. I think we'll go over that. Maybe we'll actually replace all our fire stations, the fire towers, let our city run, and then we'll do a little separate video about fire coverage and how awesome that is, how it works. The people of the world can benefit from our testing here on Dresdale Gaming. Alright, so like I said, I think we're going to push our, I don't know why I turned that off, push our forestry to 4. We're good on our industry over there in our industrial area, so maybe we'll add a little bit more, because we're still importing just a little bit on the purple goods. So maybe let's do a little bit of zoning there, and then we'll fill in. You know, we'll add some more services here, and start filling that in, and then we'll connect the train. We gotta figure out how we run the train. We didn't do a good job with that, that's for sure. Because it's like that's a weird angle to come through here. So I want to connect it into here. So maybe we got to come into here, come along here, and maybe we'll go along the highway. We'll pull off a piece so that it turns like. It's going to make a hard turn, but who cares? It's them, not us. And then we'll bring it in the back. Underneath. Maybe we'll hit here as a stop and come through. You know, so we'll hit the road. And then we'll come above the road. And then we'll come into here. Yeah, I think we can do that right now. Well, I have the idea, so I don't forget. If we don't, and I'm like, I don't know where I was gonna put that train line. So let's do like this block here, and we'll do like the same over here. I would say we're like maybe halfway filling this thing up, so we still got quite a bit to go, and our city is about half the size we want. So this will be good, and I don't know if this will handle twice as much traffic or not, but we'll see. And if it doesn't, we'll try and reconfigure or figure something out and make it work. Or maybe there'll be some queuing. I'm okay if it queues like up until like the roundabout a little bit, because no one's really kind of going this way to this way. People in the round, you know, this are trying to get to here. So, and I also thought, as far as like the queuing goes, maybe we pull the road off more of a straight angle here. We can like kind of curve it like this and curve it down and then curve it up, you know, so that they kind of do a little bit of a snaky move in, and then they can just shoot back out. So there's like space in here that we could manipulate the roads and do some kind of ugly turn and stuff to get the queuing out of the roundabout. So we've got a little queue in here, but that's just because this is probably like a tough turn. And people are just like going in this lane and also then cutting people off, which is kind of weird because there's no left turn arrow here. So the game's just kind of like, you know what? I don't care. I just don't care about your turning arrows. I'm going to cross traffic anyway. Like, I don't know why they're doing that. You're not supposed to be in that lane, buddy. Like, why aren't you getting into the other lane? Is there not a way to get in the other lane? There is. So maybe we got to fix that. They're stopping here as a stop. Is there a stop? It's not. It's a highway. There should be a stop sign here. Yeah. So maybe because it's a turn and a turn, there's not enough straight piece. Yeah, because they're doing fine over here. Maybe it's too quick. Maybe this intersection is too close to this intersection. Sometimes that happens. Maybe we can fix that right now. Let's pull it off of here. Okay, let's see if that fixes that. It's going to bother me if it does, if I don't do anything with that. That's the only node we got. What if we do this? Create our own nodes. Are we going? We don't need nodes. That. And then now we got that node. Maybe we can create like a. Let's see. Make this highway. And can we do that? Can we create a node in here? It's going to shorten this, which is not a good idea. I doesn't like it. I like it at all, actually. Can we do like a little one of these guys? I guess that's where we had it probably, huh? So we didn't really help anything, I don't think. Nah, we'll have to figure that out later. Of course now it doesn't want to go where I wanted it to go before. It's like, well, we can't go there. So yeah, you can. You were there before. Stop snapping to everything. So on PC you get a mouse. It makes it a lot easier to control where like, this thing's going to go. And get a little tighter with these roads. Well, that's what we got. I don't think that's going to fix it, but whatever. We'll let it. When it's going anyway, it fixed itself because the trucks come in chunks. So there's no more trucks. Whatever. I was about to say we get jammed up here again. Nah, we're good. It's just waiting. It's just waiting for the other train to move. All right. So yeah. So we need to go here. Let's do this first and get these guys squared away. He needs more people to be here. 673. It's probably not enough. What's our unemployment? Unemployment is 5-6%, so we probably need to drive that up a little bit more. We're going to zone some people over there, so that might bring some people in. We'll see. Oh, then we want to hook up the train. Let's do, what do we need? Anything? Let's go over here first. We're good on plain timber, and we're good on paper, so we don't need any paper or timber. How are we doing on warehouse space? 51, 68, so we're good there. So we have enough extractors and for the number of warehouse storage units, and we have enough storage to meet the needs for processing, and we're producing enough to meet our factories. So we can actually just crank this up to 125. Maybe we can get some more out of this guy, since he's so local and he doesn't even need this resource. I'm usually the ones like that, you know. He only needs what, paper and the timber, and we can crank him up to 150. Usually it's not that hard for them to meet this demand. Sometimes it seems like it might be. He might be the flower guy. Delivering to high tech. Nope, this is not the flower guy. It's not the flower guy we're looking for. He's gonna get a little symbol. Are you the flower guy? No. Are you the flower guy? No. So, oh, I missed the flower guy. He came. I was looking for him. He came a different way. Maybe we can probably turn him up a little bit. Oh, I don't want to turn these ones up because I don't want to drive up our need for the other assets. So they're going to take away our jobs. So I don't want them to steal. I don't want them to steal my job, my forestry jobs. That looks terrible, but we'll fix that later. We can put down more of these. That's all we can do. We gotta find a place to put them. They're so big. Oh, they're gonna go here. Oh geez, it's gonna look terrible. Well, they won't be there forever. They definitely won't be there forever. Yeah, they're gonna go. So how many jobs do we have available now? 743. Okay, that probably might give us what we need. Let's go ahead and zone some stuff over here. That might give us the people we need. So let's run some water. So what I'll do is I'll run the water. I don't know if you want to see me run water. I mean, that's probably boring, right? So I'll gotta step the camera, so to speak, run the water. Oh, we're doing pretty good here. Yeah, okay. So I'll run the water, and we'll come back and we'll play some services and start zoning. Yeah, that's not too bad. So I think it's not too bad. Let's just go like that with it. Bring this up a little bit. I don't know. I can play with it. Flatten it back out a little bit. That looks actually not too bad. I think I'm okay with that. Flatten this out a little bit. We gotta do something about this real quick, and then I think we'll call it a night. We're saving. And once we're done with this save, let's get this up here. And we gotta do this. Maybe that'll help bring this back down a little bit better. Thing here. And we can do, that was a one-way track. Oh, that's roads. One-way track, my friends, are here. There we go. That works. This is a two-way track. Probably, well, we could probably use this guy. Let's go like that. I'm gonna guess right about there. Oh yeah, all is good in the world. I think we gotta start. And they'll come around here. Come right across here. Maybe that will what we'll do tomorrow morning. We'll pick a line to hook this up to over here. Do we want to bring it down? Maybe we want to do that. Bring it down along here, across here, and somehow come this way and over. Like maybe bring it. We can even bring it maybe underneath. Have it pop up on this side, or we could do above. I can blow it highway up and do like the sunken thing again. Just go sunken underneath. Maybe we'll do that. Kind of bring it like along here. Blow this up, make a sunken little thing, and have it drive over. And have it stay in no trench right along here. And then come right here, come up out of the trench over here. Just come across. And zip right there. I can see it. It shouldn't be too bad. Should be pretty straightforward, pretty easy. So we'll just curve this like here. A little along the water a little bit. That. And then we'll go underneath here. Like right here probably. So, and then we'll go underneath here because it'll come up as a regular, so go over top. Then have it maybe snake around here like this, come like this, and shoot right over. We have it even go up the hill a little bit. I come down like that. Oh, I think it's gonna look good. Oh, look good. You look real nice. And then we can do like a little, a little branch to like a train station in here. And maybe a train station here that has a subway or something, or maybe the train station itself is in the university. And then it's got a couple, then maybe we do the monorail to like over here, and to like, somewhere in here. Then we could do the train to here, connect to this line. Well, that's what this is. So bring the train in here, and then we could do like a monorail line that connects to this monorail. Maybe we come right through here, snap into here, so you can get to here and here, this side. So should split the traffic up, so to speak, and then we can do like a monorail or something that runs into here. Or maybe we'll do the cable car. Well, we'll see. It's hard to like get everything in, because especially when you use these hubs, because there's just so much flexibility with these hubs. You get so many options. It's hard to say, oh yeah, let's do this too. Alright, well, it was nice hanging out with you guys. You can tell I'm tired. It's time for bed for me. So it's been good. And when we come back next time, we'll hook up the external or intercity line to itself, but it's not connected. And then we'll be able to accept cargo through here. And now we got this little thing going through the mountain. And we can put some rocks and stuff up here. Put some more trees. And then this line will come down here. There'll be a train station there. I think that's what we'll do once we get rid of all the industry. Well, you guys have a great evening, morning, day, whatever it is for you. And I'll see you next time.